What's good, everybody? Oh man, finally back with another video. Um, I told you guys, man, I was gonna react to this whole thing that happened in Miami a few weeks ago. I know, I'm late getting to it. Your favorite YouTubers, they're on it the same day that this stuff happens. I get it, but I'm not that type of, at least not all the time. I'm not that type of content creator where I get to it the same day that this thing happened. I might get to it a few weeks later. I might get to it a week later. I might get to it 3 days later. I don't know, but we got dozens of police officers respond to Bayside Marketplace due to juvenile fighting. Now, before we get started with this video, man, there's a few things I've heard. One, this is how it started with just the juvenile fighting. That was like the first thing I heard. The second thing I heard was the Nephilim. I hope I said that correctly. Nephilim creatures, 8 to 10 foot tall creatures, walking in the mall, outside the mall, terrified mall goers. The third thing I heard was it was a bunch of juveniles fighting and lighting up fireworks, and then people going to their cars getting the guns to retaliate, I guess. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. I don't care what happened. When that many police cars involved, I only seen like a little snippet of it on TikTok. But let me just say this, and we're gonna get started with the video. I've never seen so many police officers in my life. That was all of Florida manpower. That wasn't just no one department, no one or two precincts. That was all of Florida. So if your parents are just happen to be cops out there in Florida, trust me, they were there. Everybody was there. Every cop, manpower that they had, like the whole nine. So I don't care if that was 500 police cars, that's what was out there. But since when would that many police cars show up to a bunch of juveniles fighting? If you're lucky, probably 2 police cars would show up just for that. Because that's minor. That's something that the mall security can handle. But anyway, without further ado, man, let's get into this video.
Dozens of police officers swarming Bayside Marketplace tonight.
That's where we find Local 10 crime specialist Bridget Matter live with what sparked this chaotic scene. Bridget.
And chaotic is an understatement. There has been a lot of activity in the last hour. This all started, according to police, with some sort of fight between juvenile groups that were armed with sticks. We're also told by witnesses that fireworks were thrown at each other, and we have seen that here on the ground as well. Kids are throwing fireworks into the air. But let me show you the scene here. This has calmed down quite a bit, but in the last 5 minutes, we saw a large group of police running, getting into their cars, then rushing south on Biscayne Boulevard. The intersection we're at is near the Kaseya Center, Northeast 2nd Street and Biscayne. We do want to show you the scene from above, a picture to show.
Bro, look at this. That is insane. And they all over there. All over there, bro.
Show you that massive police presence that was here.
That is crazy. And all that, and still, bro, I don't care. Even for some fireworks, that seems a little bit over the top. This kind of manpower right here is like a bomb in the building. Y'all just don't have a bomb squad truck nowhere where I can see it. But that type of manpower, that's what that is. That's like, yeah. You guys have to mess with one of them wires before the bomb goes off. Not over no firecrackers. Like, what y'all think, bro? I just don't want to think like, because we've all have been in the mall, I'm pretty sure at some point in time, and probably witnessed a fight or something chaotic. And if anything, maybe a couple police cars showed up. A couple. 2, 3. But if it's some juveniles fighting, you'd be lucky if just 2 show up. Man, you might just get 1. Then you might not even get 1. You might just get mall security at the most. Like, this type of manpower, I'm still not convinced. Fireworks.
Where we are now in the last hour or so, you will see a lot of police units.
Hey, this is what I'm gonna need. Anybody who's from Miami, tell me Tell me. Actually comment down below on this video when I upload it. What actually happened? If you live in Miami, or you were there when whatever this is happened or was going on, tell me what happened. I would like to know from somebody from who actually was there in, who actually seen.
Responded to this, and what transpired after that were juveniles being pushed west into deeper downtown Miami. And when we went west and followed them and police, we witnessed ourselves rowdy crowds, police trying to disperse them, get them to leave the area. I do want to show you some video of that if you haven't gotten.
It was fighting. They was fighting, and then they tried to kick people out to slow it down. Then people got pepper spray. Then that's when the police started coming. And then after the police started coming, they told everybody get out. And then not everybody by the street, and they just throwing fireworks.
And that was our Bridget Matter reporting for us live from the scene outside of the Bayside Market, where it is pretty chaotic, as she mentioned, a lot of juveniles involved.
But not one time through this entire 1-minute video. But
so far, no reports of a shooting.
Which is good news.
Yes.
Dozens of
no reports of a shooting. But, like, well, what? This is crazy, bro. Let me see what this dude had to say.
Hello everyone, this is Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And you're going to have the opportunity to travel with Phil Scott to
sunny South Africa. You guys are going to have the opportunity to
on. Well, originally it sounded like a group of teens got into some sort of an altercation. It sounds like maybe they set off some firecrackers in the mall. And, people thought there was an active shooter, and so people were running all over the place trying to get out and get away and all kind of stuff. And they said that a bunch of police units were dispersed to the area, and some people said that it was like 100 of police officers were there to try to figure out what was going on. Okay, so it sounds like it was some teens. They said that 4 teens were arrested from the ages of 14 to 16 for their part in the mayhem, if you will. But then there's some people who said, okay, yeah, there might have been some teens, being mischievous. However, on that same day, in that same place, we saw some things that were not considered to be human. And I'm going to let y'all listen to a guy describe what was going on down there. Check it out.
They seen 8 to 10 foot creatures walking down Biscayne Boulevard and walking on Bayside. They said they didn't have no hands, they didn't have no feet, but they was just like, they weren't aggressive, they weren't trying to hurt nobody, kind of like looked like they were lost. They were like teleporting and coming back quickly and shape-shifting, like and not in like a it's crazy. I can't even say not in a crazy way, but in such a superior way. Said they weren't scared of us at all. I don't know who you believe in, what entity, what higher power, but you need to start believing in something, Miami, because they here. I don't know what they want. They said people got to shooting at them, and they weren't scared of police or nothing.
So as you heard him say, people were saying that
That's another thing too. I know it took me. That's another reason why I hated that I couldn't react to this when this first happened, is because now what everybody is pretty much saying is that it was a whole bunch of teenagers throwing firecrackers at each other. But when this video first went viral, the 8 to 10 foot tall creatures. Then somehow when that started to get somewhat of a buzz, and that might have started to shed some light, that's when certain videos were getting taken down, and now we just got, I think this might be the only video that's actually saying, oh, it could be this, instead of some teenagers talking to,
there were creatures that were around 8 feet tall or so, and they didn't have any hands. Sounds like maybe some people were trying to shoot at them, and the creatures were not afraid of the people. They were just kind of walking around doing their thing. Of course, there's some footage of whatever.
Man, bro, if I was 8 or 10 foot tall, I wouldn't be scared of nobody either. Let's just be real. If anybody out there was 8 or 10 feet tall and human, but even if you weren't human, imagine what that would be like. It's like I can't die. I don't care what you grab, what you try to shoot me with. It's not gonna work because I'm not a human. I can't die from it. I'm gonna just teleport, come back over there. But yeah, if I was a man, imagine being 8 or 10 foot tall. That's crazy.
Whatever this thing may be, are walking around there in Miami. Now, some people were speculating as to whether it was a government experiment gone wrong, whether it really aliens, demons, or
Bruh. Bruh. What? Let me see.
Miami. Now, some people were speculating, just kind of walking around doing their thing. Of course, there's some footage of whatever this thing may be walking around there in Miami. Now, some people were speculating as to whether it was a government experiment gone wrong.
Oh, man. Yo. I gotta be really careful what I'm about to say. If that was an experiment gone wrong, oh shit. Yo, if that was an experiment gone wrong, some of us are kind of happy that it kind of went wrong because it makes you more awoke. Because a lot of people don't believe in certain things and certain entities or whatever until something like this happens and you see it with your own eyes. You're like, oh my God. Makes you become awoke. So in a way, it's kind of like, I'm glad that experiment went wrong. But at the same time, I wasn't trying to go to my car and get no gun out to try to
whether really aliens, demons, Nephilim. Nephilim are considered to be the creation of humans and angels, or some sort of a fallen entity, giants, to say the least. And so the government and the authorities there in Miami was like, nah, there was no aliens. No.
As always, you know, you're gonna have people that, you know, cover, like, what did I just say, bro? Like, that's literally that's what I was hearing in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, over the course of time, it started being, yeah, it was teenagers, rebellious teens throwing firecrackers and shooting fire. Bruh, I don't care what type of situation. If it involves some sort of juveniles, if it even involves us adults, we've been through this before, bro. Cops barely don't even want to show up to a home invasion. What makes you think they're gonna show up to something with that type of manpower over some teenagers fighting or throwing firecrackers? It don't matter. Cops don't really show up until somebody then already got their life took. Put it to you like that. But yeah, of course, you got people out there that cover things up that might actually. That woke me up for a second. No, it's not real. Let me just tell you guys this, man. I've been hearing for years that the world has ended. But if we gotten to this point where we're seeing some things like this, I don't know if the world has ended and God is coming to return, or like, this is some scary times, bro. Scary times. If we experiencing and seeing stuff like this. But if that's the case, you guys gotta look out how messed up this world had turned out to be. This world is effed up. Very effed up. To the point where you're seeing stuff like this, and that's a sign that somebody is coming back to Earth from the dead. I'm not joking, bro. Like, I know it's a lot of y'all out there just like, hey, yeah, right, Mike. Yeah, right. We all are in for a rude awakening at some point.
Nephilim or UFOs, y'all tripping down there, right? That's what they're saying. They're saying, oh, this was all due to the teens. But as the guy said, y'all got all that manpower for some teens? Nah.
It just don't make sense. I don't care what the situation is, bro. I do not care what the situation is. Never have I ever seen that many cops for no teenagers. We don't see that type of manpower when it comes to grown-ups. You can be then took somebody's life, however you did it, and guess what? You might have police, you might have fire truck, ambulance, coroners, people out there, coroners, people out like forensics. I have them out there, but that right there, oh my god, no way, I ain't buying it. But what y'all think? Try my video, just go mute. There we go.
I said, y'all got all that manpower for some teens? Nah, what do you know that y'all don't want us to know? You know, right? Now, my personal assessment is this. I can understand if it was maybe, one or two, even three people saying, nah, man, we seen some aliens running around here, some big giants with no hands. And I'd be like, okay, well, what was y'all smoking? Did y'all need to cut it in half next time? And that's what I would have been thinking. But it sounds like it was more than just a couple of people with these, eyewitness sightings of this entity that was considered to be non-human. Now, let's go back to last year, where there were military veterans that testified before Congress to say, yeah, for decades, the United States government has hidden non-human being entities, whether it was aliens or whatever it was. They were not human, and they've known this for years. Now, of course, we know they've known it for years, but they have dismissed it as, well, you guys didn't see anything. That light in the sky, was just a star or stuff, whatever it was. But we've heard a lot of eyewitness stories, especially firsthand accounts of people says, no, I was beamed up and it wasn't Scotty. It was somebody else, right? Like that movie back in the 80s, I think it was, called Fire in the Sky, where a man gave a firsthand account of them sucking him up into some spaceship, and they did all these experiments on him and stuff, and then they released him back to Earth, and people didn't believe him and all that other stuff, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff. Now, there's a place in Nevada called Area 51, where they're supposed...
That's a real place? Bro, I remember when that was a thing when I was in middle school. People were wearing, like, these Area 51 t-shirts. I'm like, is that a real clothing company? Or like, where is that? Where is it even at? But it's in law. Okay.
To be keeping all of these things. And when Hillary Clinton was running for president, she said, oh yeah, there's an Area 51, so they kind of was starting to talk about, yeah, there's something esoteric going on behind those walls. And a few years back, there was supposed to be this
behind Area 51, let's speak out.
Movement of people. They're like, we're going to storm Area 51 and they're going to show us these aliens. We're going to demand to see what's behind there. Now, I don't know how far they got. It don't sound like anybody got behind those walls. But nevertheless, curiosity began to peak. Like, no, we know there's something going on. We know the United States government knows and they're hiding something from us. And so when we hear about stories about what happened in Miami at that mall, you cannot keep dismissing it as
right.
You didn't see anything.
Right. The truth always has a way of coming to light. I don't care how much you try to hide it. Government can hide it. We can hide it. Take our day-to-day lives, for example. You lie about something, eventually you're going to get caught. And eventually the truth is going to come out. Like, can't keep dismissing every time,
No. You're saying things. It was just some teens. Now, was there some teens acting up? Yeah, sure. But what about the other stuff that people said they saw? You can't just dismiss that, right? So I'm sure in a couple of years or whatever, we'll hear about, those people, they really did see something. Now, is it aliens? I don't know. Is there something of more biblical proportions? Is this, the start of Revelations? That all these things are supposed to be happening, per the Bible. Are we starting to see that kind of stuff? Like what? Or, do we have things living amongst us and we just couldn't see them until now? Maybe they're like, hey, how y'all doing? We're just, going to the mall, go get a Gucci bag. I don't know. We'll find out sooner or later, but I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all believe in other forces that are among us?
I definitely do, bro. I definitely do. I don't know about y'all, but I definitely do, Just because people try to hide it don't mean it doesn't exist. I'm just put it to you like that, bro. Greatest trick the devil ever pulled. You guys listen to me very closely. Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. I'm gonna let that sink in.
Or do y'all think them people tripping? And tripping on some mean stuff. So anyway, y'all tell me what you're thinking. For more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra K Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
Hello, everyone.
Man, bro, I swear I might get my YouTube taken down after this. But hey, I'm here to give you guys the real, man. World is coming to a I don't know if the world is coming to a scary end or if it's coming to a scary new beginning. Like, it's literally one of the two right now. Man, I pray I don't get my YouTube channel taken down after this. I mean, I love y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed one, a safe one. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace!